In this video, I'll attempt to create a visually pleasing render with these 8 ugly and unusable colors. Before I dive into the time-lapse, I should explain this challenge a little bit further. Now, when I said ugly and unusable, I picked certain colors that nobody would use as a standalone choice for things like wall paint, furnishings, or even digital painting. Without further ado, let's roll it in 3, 2, 1. I started with quick thumbnail sketches of the composition I wished to use. Initially, I wanted to model a complicated scene, but I thought that would steal the focus from the challenge. The crucial criteria were to use these colors for the main subjects. Of course, I can use other colors to break the palette, but they shouldn't distract the viewer's attention. Although I had my palette on hand, I still struggled to keep the composition as harmonious as color theory would suggest. So I needed to separate them into 2 groups, warm and cool colors. Great! Would Blender be gentle with me for this project? Yes and no. First, I generated the willow tree using the sapling add-on with lots and lots of adjustments. I quickly assigned the colors just to get an idea of what the composition would look like, but I later changed them after having a feel for the palette's rhythm. Second, I built the cave using the ant landscape add-on. I imagined the surrounding area to be dull and lifeless in contrast to the pink glowing willow tree, so I mapped that out procedurally in the shader. I already added a spotlight and volumetrics because the scene looked flat and unappealing. I needed this composition to work. I modeled some roots using a curved object and enclosed the area with a display cylinder to create that enclosure. I modeled a wee little firefly for an immersed experience and placed it close to the camera so you may admire its details. I generated some rocks, assigned them a unique shader, and scattered them about with geometry nodes. But it still wasn't enough. The cave looked too clean. So I needed a bunch of things. A gobbo, some twigs, overgrowth, vines, and fungi.
What can I do for you?
I wanted to add some grass, but Blender rebelled and crashed on me. So all the colors are assigned and assets modeled, but it still doesn't look realistic 3D. The materials look too pristine. Where are the imperfections? A bit of noise or musgrave to the bump and specular nodes wouldn't hurt here. My final touch was to bake in the indirect lighting for Eevee to make the scene look similar to how Cycles would have rendered it. One second later, the render finished the job, but something was still missing. I went back, modeled some low-poly shrooms, scattered them about the same geonode system, re-rendered, and bam! I completed the project within 2 days.
Wow.
You're welcome.